Peter, what do you want to see change? Like, was this purely a draft loss, or what do you want to see different from Brame going into the second game?
I think Lyrical mentioned it, but they had like a lot of the really good heroes of the patch on their team. The Hoodwink, Timbersaw. What was their support?
Mix
The Nyx
Assassin.
Assassin.
Nyx
Yeah.
Assassin has been rising in popularity. Not my favorite hero, but it's still pretty good, and a lot of teams really like it. But I feel like, I mean, this game was all the Timbersaw show, right? And Hoodwink was also pretty impactful as well. So I would like to see them have a better answer for it. Like I mentioned, I just don't really believe in Juggernaut as a hero, and I also think that Magnus is not really a great offlane hero either. I feel like Magnus is more of like a mid or a carry.
Well, they did play it as a mid. It just didn't work out.
Yeah, but that's the thing. They just kind of like lost 3 lanes. So like Mag kind of
Yeah.
wants to be in a spot where he can like sit back and farm a little bit, and he's kind of like a mid mag is sort of like it's kind of like a TA mid. Like he wants his side lanes to do well, so he has space to clear the ancients or to clear the jungle stacks, and they just were under so much pressure. Timbersaw is also very good against Magnus throughout like the entirety of the game.
That is true.
But yeah,
That's why they changed it up so far, right? Like they
Yeah.
go for the Lina into Ember. It's like they instantly put, because like they've seemed to be giving Wish like Mag twice now. I think out of their 3 games, and you just want to have a hero who can actually move from mid outwards. Like I don't really enjoy the idea of farm oriented mid lanes if your side lanes are also kind of just playing for farm. Like you need to have 2 of your 3 lanes need to look to fight in the game. Otherwise, the game naturally is quite difficult to play right now in the patch, I'd say.
yeah, and I think that they kind of wanted that to sort of happen, but the Timbersaw was just like too much for them. They
Yeah.
felt like the Juggernaut like would maybe be able to like handle the lane, you know, with the defensive spin and the healing ward to kind of sustain the Timbersaw harass, but he played too hard on the Timber. I think the Ember first phase is a bit questionable. Is that like a Wish specialty hero? I always thought he was just I guess TA's banned, right?
TA
Yeah, I
is
think
banned.
it is one of the heroes he plays, but I think it's mainly because Into the Breach just picked Clock Hoodwink, and Tanner always plays the Hoodwink so far for Into the Breach.
Okay.
And then that means
Fishman
Clock
plays
most
the
likely
Clock.
is 5. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So right now it's more like you see the support duo, just pick up a mid lane that isn't going to get punished from this potentially.
Sure. I guess I wouldn't necessarily go for Ember, but I definitely think it's like
Yeah.
obviously one of his favorite heroes if he's going for it this early. This hero, so I think it makes sense to pick your mid in this spot. But generally you want like a bit of a stronger laner, something like, you know, this is where you could take the Magnus or Death Prophet or I don't know, Invoker if you got it, something like that.
I think the main thing for Brame though is like if you look at EG at the major when like they picked the Ember or like any of the major teams, right? Like this Ember at like minute 7, he's just kind of running around the jungle, slighting these supports, like making sure there's no kind of map movements occurring. And that maybe is what Brame are looking towards. Like, well, we want to be able to stop Into the Breach playing this kind of slower game where like they run around and connect cleanly with each other, huddle up and then go, because Ember will be there kind of putting them to half HP, maybe. Like
Yeah.
that's kind of the reason.
It's good setup for the Lina stun as well.
Cool. Coddle.
Yeah. Instant reply to the Timbersaw, so we're going to see the Malik Timber once again. And the Coddle we saw yesterday a couple times. It did work out. How do we like it against the Timber? Because this was a snap pick. Brame didn't really need any time to think about that. They were expecting the Timber, it felt like, Peter.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure about the Caudle. I feel like that matchup isn't really that great for Caudle. But mid, they obviously picked it right away, so I imagine they're comboing it with something else. So I'll hold my judgment until I see what's coming next, I think.
It needs to be something that potentially can also lane into Timbersaw, right? Because the classic, like kind of Coddle enabled heroes just won't fare that well into Timbersaw.
Yeah.
So like maybe you need to go like Coddle Ursa or something. Like what's the pairing that is happy to play into Timbersaw, right?
Ursa's not too bad. The Timbersaw Hoodwink will actually do pretty fine against Ursa, I think.
That's true.
I think the best heroes against Timbersaw are like Morphling, which was just taken, but I also think Void is very good too. They prioritize their Batrider though, which is maybe they're doing. Could they do Ember Caudle? Ember Caudle safe lane? Okay, Bat
potentially
mid most likely, right? Or offlane, I guess, into Morphling. Probably mid, and then they'll pick up a new offlaner to play with Lina.
I'm trying to think like Skylark right now, what his offlane hero pool would be if he's playing with the Lina now. It's like Do you want to go back for the Skylark ET, but you're playing into Clock, but into the Morphling you're happy?
Oh
It
yeah,
depends.
they're the offlane ET specialist team.
Yeah, that's what I'm
They
thinking.
are.
You put the casual ET into the mix and you just run over your opponent, but
Yeah,
they're fully subscribing to fighting then.
a lot of the melee heroes are pretty bad against Morphling and Clock, right?
Yeah, exactly. Like, what is good right now? I'm looking at his hero pool right now, and none of them scream, all right, you're going to do pretty well against a Morphling in lane. Like, he is one of the most kind of beefy boy off-lane players around.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I would imagine that we're also going to have a couple of bans, and I would imagine you're also going to ban out the Elder Titan if you're into the breach, right? They ban out the Ursa first, so they're still a little worried about that going onto the safe lane there.
Yeah, Ursa's a nice matchup against Morphling as well. Just like the burst plus the Diffusal Blade build, which is very meta on Ursa at the moment. It's a good matchup against Morphling.
Well, Into the Breach does have last pick as well, so they are going to be able to fully understand what Brame's going to do, because like, right now for Brame, like Batrider is potentially just the off lane. It doesn't feel great or mid, and Kotowemba most likely is the safe lane, so I think there isn't a lot of flexibility here for Brame, and that's where like they're going to be able to truly understand what's coming. And like I would like them to pick up an off lane if I was Brame.
I think that makes the most sense. Do you want something that has like maybe a little bit of scaling, or you feel like you're going to be fine with just Ember Bat plus some stunner?
This could be a bit left field, but like you ignore what you have in your draft and just go for like an Enigma or something, just to give yourself a timing to play into Morphling. But I'm just looking at his hero pool, and like not the only heroes that I see which might be okay is like Enigma.
Enigma Lina is just such a bad lane.
I know. I like saying it. I felt bad saying it. You know,
It's fine. It's
I
fine.
was hoping
It's fine. I appreciate it. It's a certain talent to go for such the hipster prediction, right? You got to be brave enough to say
exactly.
it, even though you're probably going to be wrong. I was thinking, like,
I'll bring out my neck beads next time.
I'm just trying to think of a melee hero that doesn't suck against Morphling. Like, is there one?
No. You can't really.
Well, so which ones are there? There's Axe, there's Centaur, there's Underlord. Which other ones are there?
Bad, all pretty bad. Like there's Night Stalker.
What about Doom? What about Doom?
Does Doom do well against Morph though?
Yeah, but that's the thing is you always have a play. Like you can always just Doom
in the game.
You could Doom the Morph, you could Doom the Timber. That's a way for you to start the fight. Like it gives you some scalability. It's generally pretty good against like a team that has last pick, right? If they're playing solo core, which may not be the case. It wants to lane, right? Lina also wants to lane, so I think it's important, like rather than going the Enigma direction where you're gonna like leave the lane early. Holy
you could
anti-mage! All right.
Okay.
Oh, so we were debating an offlaner because we felt they should put that Ember on the safe lane, right? How does this anti-mage do? Anti-mage Coddle lane?
These guys are picking some of the worst carries in Dota right now. Juggernaut into anti-mage. Heroes that both need Battle Fury to play. They did have Magnus last game, so it was a bit better. But it's not a bad AM game. It's a good answer to Morphling throughout the game. The lane versus Timber can be okay. We'll see.
Yeah, I think the main thing is it allows the anti-mage to play by himself at some points.
Yeah.
Because he just takes away the mana, and then Koto will compare with the Ember quite early on, and then now you're kind of running at your opponent. But there's no natural frontline in Brame's lineup, so it's like Ember needs to be the one going in so early. Otherwise, like Koto Lina, they're just going to die so quick if they jumped and into the breach. They pick up Xantic on his Void Spirit, cut through, find the back line. Like
that was a good pick.
You're gonna have to,
He can lane fight against Batrider as well. You can always have like some escape if he gets into a bad situation. Good catch for, it's a good catch for all of them, right? AM, Coddle, Lina, Ember, just Yules into Aether Remnant, and that's probably going to be a kill.
So the way that both
draft.
of you are talking, you kind of are both liking Into the Breach here a little bit better in game 2.
I think if Malik plays his Timbersaw half as good as he played it in the first game, I think it's going to be an easy one for them.
Like Brame's lineup on paper, it's like it kind of goes against what you want to see in a draft, because like you want to have like this natural formation of like what is your team fight, all the buzzwords that you might say on a panel, and like they're kind of lacking all of it, which leans more on they need to outskill in laning phase and then just kind of group up and run over the game. Like Anti-Mage needs to have like 2 item advantage just because of this early aggression and stuff like that, and it's like I don't see that occurring after their performance in game 1. So maybe I'm wrong. Maybe Anti-Mage just finds farm on the map that we're not seeing, but yeah, this is a all-in draft from Brame.
All right, all-in draft from Brame. They need to go all in because this could be their final chance of forcing that third game out and making their way to a TI-10 here in the elimination series of the qualifiers. We're going to find out if they can get to that third game with Lyrical and Trent.
Thank you so much, Shiver. And yes, we are here taking a look at game number 2. The ridiculously long game that was going over on the other stream has ended, Trent.
What?
But
It has?
It did.
I
Spoiler,
just turned it
sorry.
off. Oh
Unbelievable, right? The way it goes.
Won?
But
Spoil
spoilers,
me.
Can't tell you.
What?
They did give up, but that's what I'm going to tell you. The Royals, they gave up. But we're in this game now. We're in Western Europe, and we're going to be taking a look at an anti-mage of all heroes. This guy, Gal, actually, playing on Way this time around. Oh, wait, no, they swapped it over afterwards off the persona. So it is this fella, Mr. Focus. I'm curious what you think of this hero right now, because we haven't seen a whole heck of a lot of it.
Still good. I think it's a situational carry pick, right? It is not a carry that can be picked without being like, okay, this is like an AM game. You know, like, yeah, TB. You can just pick TB. Every game's a TB game.
Right.
But Anti-Mage is not quite in that same category. This is definitely a good game in terms of, like, you know, if you're in a pub and you saw all these enemy heroes, you'd be like, okay, yeah, I can like carry this game on Anti-Mage. But pubs are very different in the regard that, you know, your enemies are probably going to be a little more coordinated. They probably know that you think you've got a good AM game, so I'm expecting some pretty heavy focus on shutting down Mr. Focus. And Brame, their other 4 heroes are just a cornucopia of Red's fire stuff. I don't know. Into the Breach just once again look like they have much easier Dota to play here.
It's true. I think that like a lot of that is just the centerpiece of the Timbersaw, what it brings to the table along with Hoodwink. That's like, again, we saw teams opening with this in some of the other regions, and they get it later on in the draft. The thing that does kind of throw me for a bit of a loop is going to be this Void Spirit. This hero has felt very hit or miss, and I think has been one of the least successful so far of all the qualifiers across all of the regions. But we'll see how it goes. Still does what he does.
Got that big 25 Dota plus, all right? These are the kind of people I want playing Void Spirit. Because it's a late pick. He sees the game. Void Spirit to me is like really good, low cooldown, single target pickoff, which is what they need this game. I mean, there's an Ember and an Anti-Mage that they just want to shut down, right? Be a real nuisance. And then later in the game, you get this like crazy AoE team fight damage and control from the Aghanim Scepter. So knowing your lane already too for the Void Spirit just feels great. So yeah, I agree. He's definitely not the best. He's probably like the worst Spirit right now.
Right.
Well, maybe Earth Spirit takes that credit. With
Did you
it.
see Tops in the other
Dude,
game?
I know exactly. That didn't help. The whole Echo Saber.
Yeah.
But,
Ooh, Spartan.
Yeah, like Anti-Mage, picked in the right games. It's fine.
Okay. See, Malik, they're taking a little bit of a beating on the other side of that Illuminate coming from Spartan. This time, not playing on that Enchantress that we saw previously. He's playing it really close to the chest. It's scary stuff. It does look like Tanner there is going to lose his courier up top, as Focus just went for a blink forward onto it. But we'll keep our eyes on how this Timber does this game.
Yeah, I will say, if I was playing Coddle in a game and my safe laner picked Anti-Mage, I would not be very pleased.
Okay.
You know, I'd be like, really? You picked Anti-Mage? Oh, wow, thank goodness we can really abuse my Chakra magic this game.
Right.
They could do some cheeky stuff, actually, where you, like, blink in and hit the Timber, and if he chains, you, like, Chakra blink again. That could be kind of cool, but, I mean, you know, blink doesn't tend to be a priority on the old skill build.
True enough. Well, we did see like 80 million tips on Skylark right at the start, so you know, a little bit of friendly rivalry back and forth. It didn't feel like it had the same teeth that we saw in that previous series of Spartan. Keeps on getting chased down there and will be run through the trees.
Nice.
But just gets out on the other side, fine and dandy. So a lot of emphasis being shut on this Timber.
The only part in the game where you're able to juke a Timber in the tree line, right?
Right, exactly.
Level 2, and he might get the second point in the reactive armor, or he might get Whirling Death after that, just 'cause he's upset.
Well, keep our eyes on it, as Fishman will eat an LSA and try and chase back Stolman a little bit here as well. Doesn't have boots yet, so a little bit behind in terms of movement speed, and won't be able to catch up. Oh, it's so annoying when that battery assault doesn't connect.
Looking very similar to last game, isn't it? Like this bottom lane.
Yeah.
And doubled up on by this Bat Rider. Once again, they have the brutal pressure of the Lina. She is the best 4 at doing this in the game still, I would say, in terms of just being like a complete bully on your carry and trying to zone you out of the way as much as possible. Lil Pleb at least has the adaptive strike this game. A little bit better than the Snake.
All right. And I think that also this is sort of a situation where he can sort of survive a dive a little bit easier, as you know, a little bit of the spray drop there again. Also curious if he's going to go back for the like Morbid Mask right away in anticipation of needing to jungle, or if maybe waits for those first round of neutrals to come out.
Speaking of neutrals, I was going to bring that up earlier. How many heroes on Brame can clear Ancients, Mr. Lyrical?
Oh, let's see. We got Bat Rider, and
I mean,
that's it. and even he's not great at it.
Since the nerfs, like I don't
pretty
really,
bad.
I don't really count him. Meanwhile, into the breach have the Timber Saw as well as the Morphling, who can do it like very early as well. So for me, that's another big win because that's Dota right now.
Well, that'll be something to watch for sure. Yeah, I think that value is just so good if you can get it. And granted, Tanner actually going right now for a kill onto Spartan. Gets him.
Good.
Rolls high, sees the courier on the other side. Does not decide to go for it, though.
So Timber got to his Soul Ring, right? Which means that now he can just play by himself versus the Animage, and he's never scared. Like, there's maybe a play at like level 6 or whatever, but not only can he like, you know, always have a defensive option, he also has an offensive option onto the Animage if he gets a little bit too cheeky on you. So that frees up full space for Tanner, and Tanner just wants to stalk, because Coddle's going to do this for the first 10 minutes of the game, right? Stack as many neutrals as he can. Oh, he's only getting 1 camp at a time? Smart.
Ooh, Fishman goes down. Skylark also going to fall, so they trade out 1 for 1 there. We also saw a ward get, or rather the bounty rune get taken away, and they're going to get the courier. Nice little catch there. Again, this Lina making some work happen, even though they did end up losing that Bat Rider.
Yeah, that's a very nice claw back here from Lil Pleb. Now up to 20 CS. He's only 2 behind the Bat Rider after being doubled up on before. Game is good. Of course, Skylark instantly runs back into the Clockwork, has a Firefly away. A little bit worrisome. But I saw Skylark, he went in, or Spartan rather, he went into the jungle, he stacked up, and he actually cleared a double stack for himself right now. On the minute mark too, whereas he could have like been doing a triple stack or something. So really feeling the need to get his own items going right now, it seems.
Yeah, I guess that it's been a little bit sort of some early pressure, doesn't want to feed away kills eventually and stuff like that if he needs to like hold that lane. But he is going to stack up here again, goes for the 2 stack, gets those ones cleanly, so too will Tanner. And they're actually scouting this out as well. Spartan placed down that good ward up on the high ground that's right over the top of the hard camp, and drops down another one there as well to get some rune control working. But Wish will pick up that bounty, and they'll head back the other way. And Little Pleb, just a completely free lane. They're actually going to give over the hard camp to Skylark, who's farming that out in the triangle.
Yeah, it looks like he might be getting some of these neutrals up top then, as Malik's just grabbing the full wave here. Ooh, nice setup there.
Ooh, a chance. Oh, the Mana Void already used. Has Blink back up in a sec, but they're not going to be able to connect with it. So Malik gets away by the skin of his teeth there, also dropping down a ward. And I believe that's going to immediately get taken down by Spartan. So a nice little series of events there for
this is so greedy for Spartan, dude.
Oh my god. Yeah, he's they're gonna get Tanner.
Yeah.
So they might lose Spartan afterwards if he's not careful. He's going for this finish. The solar bind. Malik just backs away though, but he was able to force him off of the creep wave there.
Yeah, the backup was coming. I did not see the reinforcements killing Tanner, so hence why he's able to go that deep, right, and even bully him off of that wave that he spent so long pulling. Such a pivotal moment in the lane too, right? The level 6 for the Animage and the Timber. Now Wish the Invis rune. They want to get the kill on ADZ.
If they can get him. Tries to back away though. Gets the Astral Step out 1 round. They're clearing out these camps. Meanwhile, Clockwork able to find one. Trying to bring down that Lina. Goes for the kill. A couple more right clicks and that's going to be the extent of it. They get 1 catch over onto Spartan now. Tanner continuing the chase. They managed to bring him down to boot. So multiple multiple kills coming through the jungle as they tried to contest.
Oh, that's rough too. It felt like they really had something going there with this idea of like getting the anti-mage, bullying out the Timber. Could have like tried to maybe like hold them back even a little bit further. And he's diving in again up top, Focus with the ulti. He's dead. Oh, is he not dead?
Oh my god. How is he getting away? It's unbelievable. Oh my goodness. And Wish also just picks up a DD after catching 2 with the vines. Gonna go for that remnant in maybe. He's thinking about it, but decides not to. Interesting. It's so weird, right? Like, so Wish right now behind slightly in levels, but currently sitting top of the net worth. The ability to run in there and steal away some of those stacks, but just a little bit behind the Void Spirit in terms of those levels. Catches up now.
Feels like they should really be thinking about the catapult wave here for mid too. With all this pressure they're getting on, you would imagine that'd be their next goal.
Chain, stun, caught him. Thinking about going for a remnant in actually. And will just walk away for the moment. Still feeling very comfortable up in their face with the 20 stick.
So to me, they have the advantage in terms of like, if we rotate a bunch of heroes somewhere, we should win that fight. Oh, triple stack from Brame. Let's go. Nice. Got it this time. He missed a double earlier, but now Spartan's in, you know. See all those levels on the coddle. He's got it. But like their push is terrible. I mean, let's be real. They have a Tricore of Anti-Mage, Ember, and Bat Rider. So catapult waves are extremely important, right?
It's true.
So, yeah, to me, that should be like the next big pivotal moment for them where Focus is going to do his thing, let him farm, but figure out which tower you guys want to attack and try and do like a split play where like you put some pressure on bottom, for example. Oh, speaking of which, nice lasso, but not nice enough.
Oh, and immediately going for the all tip there onto Skylark, catching him out of position. Man, that's not how you want to get the pressure on. But and they still have that gold lead, and they're farming up on these cores. Do you like the mid play more? Or that always feels like it's, if you can make it work, that's really solid, but could be a little dangerous.
The goal is to try and get the pressure on bottom so they're forced to rotate, and then you can hopefully take the mid. Like, and they can't like match your rotation because you have the Ember Spirit. That would be my hope at least. But right now, Timber actually doesn't have a TP.
Oh. Mana Void afterward, not enough damage. And Malik actually gonna jump in after Focus. Oh, he's got to be careful. Very scary. Are there any other rotations coming in? Okay, Wish wants to connect now and see if he can find this finish. Remnant triple in, and Malik able to get out again. They get the bushwhack. The escape is there. Into the breach, covering each other well.
Where are the catapults, Gabe? They're dying.
They're dying. They're all going down.
They need to pick one and try and stick with it or something here, or they're not going to be getting anything off of these waves. Bottom still got it. Oh, but the hook shot mid.
Good for him. Can they find that kill? Yes,
timing.
They will. Wish gets brought down. Tanner there with the bushwhack.
All right.
Dude, Hoodwink is just good, and Tanner's playing it quite well.
Yeah, maybe a little lucky in terms of the slight timing there too.
Well, you know,
A little bit of both, right?
He timed it. It was all in his head, right?
You got to be good to be lucky, right? Focus instantly TP's bottom. He has priorities. He is escorting this VIP catapult into this tower.
Low pleb going to get out of there. They do connect with the scan just as the TP completes. So it looks like they will be able to take this bottom tier 1 tower. But unfortunately, the other catapult's already dead across the map. And simultaneously, up top, with the Timber Saw, they're starting to take down this tier 1 tower as well.
That's fine. That one's forfeit anyway with Morphin and Timber. I'm okay with that. I think there's a chance that Brame didn't get any on these waves. And I do think the Radiant Safe Lane Tower is very, very important because it opens up this whole bottom area, and it just feels really easy for Animage to play down here now, and it connects better to your Ancients than I find the Radiant one does, up in this part of the map, up top. So to me, this feels very good. Oh no, Malik's found their gold. The horde of
they
bananas.
Find them all. Trying to pull them in closer. They get him with the Remnant, take down one, and are they going to come and contest this dude? Skylark wants it so bad, but the hook shot in finds the Lina, separating him from the rest of the team. Do they have enough in the tank here? Wish running in, trying to bring down that Void Spirit. Tanner gets down to that low ground, and it looks like they will be able to find one kill. But Skylark also goes down. So a trade so far of 3 for 1. This is only favoring into the breach. Huge plays for them here.
It's just still sticking around trying to steal some and grab XP from it, though.
Yeah. Ooh, just barely off the mark there. And they have one more stack here as well, which Wish is thinking about taking himself. Malik could come back in again if he wanted to. He has another round of the Soul Ring here.
You can see Spartan pinging it because he's like, I need you to kill this so I get the bonus goal.
Right, exactly. Takes away some of them rooted. Did he get a little bit too greedy? Malik in trouble, goes down. Oh, it was only 2 camps. But he died for it.
They get some D wards out here too. Nice revenge plays here from Brame, but that could have been even better. Like the initial lasso attempt onto the Void Spirit was like about to go off. Like you saw the little clock going on the lasso as he just got into the dissimulate. That fight could have been so much nicer for them instead. Ooh, the ulti pop from Spartan. We chasing here?
He was thinking about it. Maybe just wants to spam out the wave safely. 13 minutes now also as Tanner's going to run away and TP out of there. We get the Battle Fury completed along with Treads for focus. So he does have his items. They've still been able to stay top of the net worth. Definitely some frustrating elements of the game for Brame, but they're staying on top. Do you feel like Into the Breach are under any pressure to sort of keep things going right now, or do you think that they're kind of okay with the state of the game?
It depends on how the pleb does. I mean, I see again another high tier Dota Plus Morphling is Skylark.
Oh, hook shot, trying to clean this one up as well. They get the pullback. Xantic tries to get out of there, but won't happen. They find the kill, and now Laguna Blade onto Fishman. It's all falling apart here for Into the Breach. Wish trying to chase down Malik. Can they get this kill? But they turn it with Lil Pleb into the Ember Spirit, now trying to kill him off with himself. Right click's coming through, tries to Remnant out. Oh, good LSA to save his life. Lil Pleb has to back away, but they're starting to rack up the damage onto him. Wave forms out, good adaptive strike to get a little bit of a separation, but the root is there afterwards, and Little Pleb going to fall as well. Brame.
Very nice Spirit Vessel build, right? Targeting that Morphling, making his life really hard. And he's not going to have Dispel for quite a while. He's still like 1,500 gold-ish away from getting the Manta. But yeah, to me, the pressure is definitely there, but a lot of it depends on the Morphling play, because like Morphling has an amazing game here because of some of the copies. Like Animage can feel really good, Ember feels amazing a lot of the time as well. So that is always something where like the Morphling player can turn it. But imagine if they didn't get some of these stacks in the jungle, how farm focus would be. Like he's having such a good game right now, and that's who they're after. They're gonna get some aggressive wards up into his Ancients, and they're just gonna miss him.
I know. They could think about doubling back on this here if they spot him on the ward, and he does just walk into range.
Yeah.
So,
ping, 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 ping.
This is big. If they can get this kill, this
scan.
is really huge.
The scan just ended. He was actually scanning there, too, looking for this.
Oh, and Sharpshooter, Bushwhack, everything. Drop down on his head. Wish, can they make any cleanup happen? Chakra Magic with the double slight, looking pretty good. Skylark trying to find a target to jump onto. There's the pushback. Xantic tries to escape, and will end up falling. Another good Bushwhack. Malik playing very much inside their triangle, is eventually going to get caught, and again, the Spirit Vessel just giving them so much value as eventually they find the answer for this Timbersaw, take them down. A 4,000 gold lead.
Yeah, it's an amazing Spirit Vessel game, which certainly, I mean, I think Ember players want to buy this item as much as they can, right? It's kind of like Earth Spirit, where like the item has been nerfed a little bit, so it doesn't feel quite as good, but you see a game like this and you're very excited about it. Like it forces the Morphling to go for the earlier Manta, like maybe some games they want to go for the E-Blade. Timbersaw as well has to go right in towards this Lotus Orb too.
And it does cause these issues now where before that timing comes online, if they start giving up kills like this, then all of a sudden that snowball is stymied. And I mean, the flip side to that is they did just get the kill into focus. He hasn't even gotten into the Yasha yet after, you know, having this Battle Fury for a couple of minutes at this point. So it's going to be hard, but I would imagine that at this point Into the Breach just keep on going with these gank squads, which are pretty easy to connect with. And, well, Skylark, you get the Yule Scepter lift up, trying to bring down that Ember. Wish, oh, the good pushback, and they miss! The Sharpshooter, he's just off the mark! Laguna Blade comes out, they take down Xantic, and now looking for more. Tanner has to TP out, but the root is there. Little Pleb hoping to find this kill onto Wish, the jump away, tries to escape, and he is out of there. Sick stuff from Brame. As the trade is 2 for 1, but it's definitely the bigger 2 going down. And Fishman, he also falls. Yeah, Wish is on something right now. He is absolutely killing it. Malik tries to get out. No more lasso. Do they have anything for the control, the pushback?
Damn.
And they're able to get him out of range. No Timber Chain away. Brame. Make it work.
Wow, that seemed excessive, but well done. Very impressed they're able to grab that. No sentries available on Spartan, so we can't check for the ward that's above them. Wish.
Low pleb. Oh, he tries to go in again, but can't get him. There are 4 heroes around him, but they don't feel comfortable going for it. Yeah, it's probably the right play.
All right, so this all started because into the breach we're going for the gank squad. Thought they were going to catch like 1 hero, maybe 2, and suddenly there's 3. And then they initiate like directly up over Skylark onto someone else. So it got very messy right away. And then, of course, as you said, the sharpshooter not connecting through on that one. But that is the scary factor this whole game is this Ancient Apparition or Hoodwink are like the 2 best supports right now in terms of the single target blow up. It doesn't really matter what your defensive options are. They can often just pierce right through it all with just the overwhelming damage. And of course, the break being very good versus an anti-mage.
Yeah, and I mean, this is still going to be something that's open for a while, I would imagine. Obviously there's certain things that you can get the Manta to try and dispel stuff. Maybe if you can find a point to cut the tree, if that's sort of the opening that they go for as well, since you're going to have Battle Fairy forever, something else you can look to. But really, it just feels like the story of this game has been like Wish having a completely free one. He's 7-1-7 right now, involved in every kill but 1.
And I saw Houston, I have to translate. He was saying like, oh man, he only lived because of that Sanj. Nice. That was really good, I saw the mouse movements.
Good old Steven.
These are the builds they want, these players. Like the Storm Spirit and the Ember players, they want the Sanj and Kaya. They see it, and they just want to build it every game. And then some games, they need the BKB, and they lose because they decide to go for Sanj and Kaya. But this game wishes on it. 7-1-7, he's feeling it. He's like, I don't need a BKB. I'll just dodge all their stuff. This is fine.
And they got a great item to sort of supplement that as well now with the Pupil's Gift on him. So 2200 HP on Wish.
I remember when this looked like a good neutral item, like a broken one. Like, oh man, People's Gift us so many stats for some of these heroes. And now we just have all these other wild neutral items.
It's true. I mean, at a higher tier, though, to be fair. Flicker, if you got that at the same time as People's Gift.
How did Mango Tree die and we have Flicker? That's all I'm saying. I don't know. Bring back Mango Tree.
You're not wrong.
Next patch.
I'm with you.
I can feel it.
They do get a ping, anticipating that there's ward up on the high ground, but actually it's in the lane. These wards have been really sneaky right above the tier 1 tower in the top lane. As you can see, the just giving good vision and able to find those pickoffs. But mid lane is where they're going to start keeping this pressure on, and it looks like Into the Breach are going to be able to claim this tier 1 tower. The problem is the entire rest of the map right now, it just feels like it's open to Brame to do whatever they want.
Spartan did not take the bait there. They're holding out here. Oh, there's the jump forward. Looking for someone, but not going to get a catch with that Yules. Wanted a free pick onto a support there on the Void.
Yeah. It has been looking a little bit anemic, the Void Spirit here.
Anemic? Wow. That's rough.
It's not good.
He needs a blood transfusion? Is that what you're saying? He needs some kills?
Exactly. Some new life.
I got you.
Yeah.
Well, Lil Pleb has been scouted by that ward that you talked about before, like going into these camps, so they might want to make a play hoping that he rotates through their jungle. They are all buddy-buddied up top, though.
Right.
Smoke doesn't feel that good to me right now.
It is a little bit weird, but they did just finish the Manta. They could maybe find like a quick blow up, and actually, Lil Pleb is the one that runs right into the area where they're smoking towards.
That ward, it paid off.
Well, TP away, and that's one of those moments.
Oh, here we go. Counter smoke. Let's go.
Okay. I'm
gonna try and get in behind them. Their vision like right now. They didn't have any wards on the right side of the map.
Oh, they're gonna run right into the Lina. LSA comes out, but mega dead. Can they find Wish afterwards? Sharpshooter? What? It was just barely off the range. Oh no, it did connect. Not that much damage though. Afterwards, Spartan gonna get caught, gonna get killed. Can they find more? Wish not able to control him. It's just too tough to stay on top of that guy.
Did he get sharpshooter with the flame guard still on?
Yeah, I was like,
he's got the talent, dude. Yeah, that's a tickle.
So much absorption. I guess also it's only level 1 since Tanner's only gotten to level 11.
Yeah, just about there on the build up there. But Skylark lurking over, has the blink, has the bots, very speedy.
Careful, careful. Thinking about
not
walking
look
into
for it,
this
dude.
one.
Yeah.
And Roche is so low too. But they jump forward, they find him. Wish gonna get blown up here. Oh, but they broke it down. They killed the tree. That was not the way it's meant to be.
Wait, but who? Was it Timber?
I am not sure. It was somebody though. It might have been a remnant.
Was it Bat?
Was it Bat?
I don't even know. I missed whatever it was. Was it Chakram? All right, it was Chakram.
Chakram, yeah.
I just panned over as he jumped.
God, that was Roche. That was your way back into the fight. That was everything. And now they got a DD on Wish.
I mean, to be fair, they need the damage from the Timber, so it's like, you know, if
It's
you
true.
can't get it, then...
Chakram gonna go out now, trying desperately to make something happen here. They're dropping the GG branches from Tanner to try and catch with the bushwhacks, but no openings yet. Again, Roche down to 1500 HP. LSA comes out, control for the moment. Clockwork ready to go with the hook shot. Pleb jumps in, good slight dodge there, able to get it for the Force Staff in. They get the Aegis onto Little Pleb, get the Roche, and they don't die to the Mana Void. Into the breach, make it work.
I think they got scared by their own ward. So Brame have this ward up on the pillar above Roche, and they could see that the Morphling was planning the entire time. They were watching him lurking in behind, looking for that waveform through, and they tried to like kill him based off of that. So that's why the AM like jumped into the same moment, and Delina went for the LSA, but once he's in the pit, then they don't have the full vision of the connection anymore because no one stayed inside. So then he just like wipes Roche, grabs the Aegis, and they couldn't even see it while it was happening.
Right.
So
Yeah,
like they outplayed themselves.
And it was a really good slight dodge as well by the Morph to just make sure he didn't get hit by that LSA. You know, switching into Wish really quickly. What you talked about, this, you know, ability to turn into the Ember Spirit has just been so critical for him having success. But again, focus, playing on the anti-mage, trying to get in towards the Scotty. Is this a game where he can sort of solo carry if he gets enough items?
Yeah, definitely. This is a really good feeling game. Like, BKB is crazy this game. And you're going to need... Fishman's got to really step it up in the late game in terms of, like, the support that can do that kind of stuff. That's very hard on a 5 Clockwork, right? Like, he's building into this this Glimmer Cape. This isn't going to be your Snake King getting all the farm and everything on the Clockwork,
Right.
where it looks really flashy and cool with, like, 4 staffs and Aghanims or something. But, I mean, that's your best hope at, like, the double lockdown onto him when he eventually gets the BKB after the Scotty.
Well, maybe we'll see some other like sheep sticks or something come out later on, because they are definitely going to need it. And Void Spirit, his farm, I mean, it's staying about even with the Ember, but it's still not that great. They do find a stun now, able to catch on the Skylark, pulls him back in, brings him down. Ooh, almost caught the hook shot there afterwards, but won't be able to.
They even have a ward on that high ground and can't punish, too. That does not feel very good.
Yeah. We do have the Aghanims coming out now for Xantix, so he's going to at least have a bit more control that we haven't seen so far in this game from him, really.
Yeah, that pick actually really helped. He was still a little bit off of that, too, so... Nice little infusion of glow with a kill on the Skylark, and remember, I mean, he only has the Manta on focus, right? Like, what else do they have to save him? Nothing, really, right? So...
No.
They have a 4-staff, actually. That could be huge.
Okay.
If Spartan can make the right plays.
Force staff trying to, you know, maybe even break the tree or something like that from Hoodwink. Jump in.
Oh, speaking of the
hook
4-staff,
shot.
he caught him mid-4-staff.
Dude, what a play. And Spartan gonna get chased down. He's rather quick, push back, but the pull in to the sharpshooter. And that is going to be the tier 2 tower taken. So into the breach, pulling back this lead a little bit closer, because they haven't really been able to pull away on focus. I gotta say, Little Pleb's ability to maintain his farm while still staying involved in these fights has been superb.
I think part of that, too, is just they have the ability to just jump in and start a fight a lot easier. They have, like, what, 4 initiating? Well, mostly, like, 3 initiating heroes, let's be real. Like, the Clock, the Void Spirit, and the Hoodwink. But they're all very good at it. And they also can very simply follow one another because they have such a crazy reach of initiation. Like, to me, Ember Spirit loves having... like the Mirana for the arrow after. We saw, I think it was in the C qualifiers, we had like a Bloodseeker being used, so you could like slight, chain, and then utilize something like a blood right to even chain for like the further lockdown. In this game, the further lockdown is like big commitment. Like I'm jumping and lassoing him, and I might die for it.
Yeah.
It's much harder to just like poke and prod for Brame.
It has to be around that wish play, and then maybe using Spartan for a little bit of help, but they just jump in.
Yeah, you don't want to commit versus Aegis.
Okay, Manta back. They do get the stun there, but they cut down the tree. Void Spirit under control. Void Spirit gets blown the hell up. They do find a sharpshooter afterwards. Lil Pleb trying to get an opening there. And again, he has
already.
Aegis, but he's in some trouble. Lil Pleb is
they're
dead.
saving the ulti. Oh wait, never
That's
mind.
round one. Now Fishman does have the hook shot afterwards. Looking for an opening, jumps in, hits the stun. Great play from the anti-mage to block it with the illusions. They're right on top of him. Fishman goes down, Lil Pleb trying to TP out, but they catch him with the root. Manta afterwards in some trouble, under control, going to fall. Brame defend their tower beautifully.
The greed was there. Excellent play. All starting off from Skylark with the lasso though into the Void Spirit, because that's the kind of kill that they need. Like the lasso has to be the full kill or they can't fight. At this moment, speaking with Skylark, gonna get out of that one. I also think Tanner hitting that sharpshooter kind of hurt though, because then they're like, oh, the coddle's so low. The little pleb like dives in and starts this whole scenario off, and then of course Fishman's just forced to throw his life away on the attempted save. So
it is a question of why are you going all in on that coddle? Like,
not hitting the tower? Yeah.
Yeah. All right, bushwhack for the moment to keep Malik alive. Tries to timber chain out. Will be able to, but we're starting to see the power of this anti-mage. It is a problem. It is a big problem right now for Into the Breach.
Yeah, and getting larger. Oh, they kind of want to jump here too. I mean, he has Yules. Oh, they brought in the Lina?
Looking for it. LSA gonna connect. Glimmer Cape to keep him alive. Essence Ring walk away.
I thought he'd recall for a second because he like walked right up behind him. I was like, oh no, okay, cool. They're just like standing on top of each other right now. It's fine.
Well, a 17-19 game. We're waiting. Roche capable of responding in 2 minutes. I mean, it does feel like the game's been a little bit more freeform than we're used to. Not as much like sort of big commitment for objectives. It feels like it's been a lot of little skirmishes here and there.
Well, they're feeling suspicious on Into the Breach. They're scanning around their ancients, and for good reason. Soma is lurking and hiding, waiting for the real hero to come onto the lane, but it's just illusions, so goes for the clear and the TP. Nice.
Yeah, these wards are kind of interesting. Definitely. Sort of placing down those Tinker wards to find Tanner when he's scurrying around in there. But it does look like Malik is going to be going back for that item we're talking about, trying to finish off the sheep stick. And on the other side, Ember most likely going to be going in for the BKB, would imagine. Although, still could switch things
really likes the Ogre Axe.
Yeah.
The value of it, really.
Yeah, totally. Do they have that done now also on Anti-Mage? No, he's only got one component of the BKB.
He also just, that's it. Just Ogre Axe.
He's going Echo Saber, actually, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of like how we just hold the slippers now instead of building the Wraith Bands.
Fair.
Yeah, we just decided the BKB's also not worth it.
Oh, yeah,
there it is. Beautiful.
Yeah, and he's so free in this game now with that.
And the Mindbreaker, too. Yo, let's go.
But
that's going to catch him.
The ceremonial robe with the sheep stick, that could be a game changer if they can make it all work together. As they're checking out Roche, still a couple of seconds before it's even capable of respawning.
Now they have a Mindbreaker too.
Ooh. Hook shot in onto one. Coddle in trouble. Spartan dead. But on the other side, they find Tanner. Hoodwink is also going to fall.
That still goes off after? All right, cool.
Yep. No, even in death, Fishman, Glimmer Cape tries to walk away. Not going to happen. So they end up losing another support there as the rest of Into the Breach will back out.
Oh, this rogue spawn is so fast, though. Should they... Oh, I mean, there's no way you go and check right now.
Yeah. Well, maybe, actually. Once you take the tier 2 tower, we'll see what they do. Does Skylark know? Is he prepping? Man, this would be so huge if they just, like, recognize that that's open. Because, like, you're not going to buy back Clockwork.
Yeah. I mean, they have the gem, too, so it's so good.
Oh,
And he pinged it.
And Focus, I think they don't want to reveal that it was a quick respawn. So they're pretending like they're just pushing out the waves, maybe? No, they're not.
Well,
they
want to prep
it.
for the Roche. They just want to like throw it down, right? Like they just
Okay.
want to like push this bottom lane so that someone has pressure on the bottom, so that gives them the Roche.
Okay.
They'll probably make the right call by coming down here, though. They basically called out the play they were attempting to make, so now just nobody's at the Roche pit.
Well, that is going to be open, and obviously with Clockwork can start flaring it in a little bit here from Fishman. They'll likely be able to anticipate that it's going on if they try and sneak it on Brame. But I guess you don't really like with this type of a lead. Do you think they're just comfortable farming the map on Brame? Like, do you think that
as
they
long
need
as
to
they
force
have
the rush?
the vision, it's a little bit nicer. For now, I wouldn't be that comfortable. I'd love to have like some more vision in the middle of the map because they don't see anything. They have that Tinker Ward, and that's it. So they don't have a good read on when the Radiant are roaching or when Into the Breach are bottom. I mean, right now they see their wave pushing at bottom. That's the most information they have. That no one's probably down here, right? So,
Right.
to them, a smoke is coming like any second right now, directly at them.
And that is what's happening. So, Lil Pleb, he is so close to his BKB right now. 200 gold. Fisherman there to break this smoke if it does come in this direction. And it looks like, Lil Pleb has to be careful. Jump forward finds him. But able to get a little bit of separation there. The break is out. Get the hook shot afterwards. But Fisherman will fall. And the rest of Into the Breach will back away. Now, do they decide to buy back and contest for this Roche? Are they even going to try and come and spot it?
And they scan it. And they don't have
Yeah.
any wards at all.
I feel like giving up the second Roche is huge.
Clark's even in the pit, too. I didn't know if they would go right for the Roach or if they wanted to play the high ground and wait for them to like smoke into them, right? That's typically the other play. But they're going to get this with plenty of time. There's no buyback, so easy shard. Focus already has his shard.
Okay.
So we can pass this to the Ember, perhaps, here. Oh, Lena.
Ooh,
Oh.
that's kind of cool. All right, let's go. She has eggs. She has Brown Boots eggs with Aether Lens. And going for Refresher next. Dude, he wants to throw some hate out there on the Little Pleb.
250 cast range I really like just because of the Ember. Again, it's like this additional follow-up, right?
Yeah.
Where you can help with the slight chains. I mean, kind of guarantees that you can also follow up onto the lasso. Only they just need vacuum, you know?
Oh, yeah. Now you're talking.
This is what makes Darkseer Lena a totally viable lane.
Get an LSA
This
afterwards, why not?
eventuality, yeah. Vacuum into LSA Laguna.
Perfect. Well, the pressure is coming. Focus hit level 25 now. Takes the Mana Void cooldown. Ready to go onto a lot of these different targets. Now, they did finish that Sheep Stick that we were talking about on Malik, but hasn't been able to find an opening to use it yet, as they're just trying to dodge away from these fights and hold their high ground.
They've been very defensive over the past 10 minutes. I mean, ever since the Aegis, really, right? Like, where they dove past that tier 2. Life was looking kind of good. They'd figured things out, and Brame did a great job of also holding back. That was the time to hold back. Like, game 1, it kind of hurt them a couple times, where I think they might have played a little bit too defensive, even if they were behind, but they really had the right read on the potential for Into the Breach to dive a little bit too deep, which I believe T pointed out has been their fault at times.
Right.
I mean, that's every Dota team, let's be real.
I mean, it's true, but I think there's something special about this team in that way. But I guess that's also, you know, part of the strength of it as well. You sort of live and die by the aggression. As, again, taking over the entire map, not trying to overextend. Skylark is going to TP up to the top side now. How much longer have we left on this? So 3 minutes left on the Aegis. See if they try and get something out of it as they look to pressure top lane with these catapults. That's a good catch. On to Fishman right at the start. Does have buyback. Santic tries to cut through the waves. Jump forward from Focus. Timber chain through. They find that Hex. Can they bring him down one time? Doesn't look like it. They just turn and hit these buildings. So Brame entirely comfortable with this one. They get the BKB done on Void Spirit. Looking for the chase in. Tries to find Skylark. BKB out. Chasing forward for more. Malik almost gets him down. Good hook shot in. Able to get the double pushback there. Very nicely played. The Mana Void will be enough to take down the Timber. And no buyback on him. And Focus, he's so low. But they can't quite bring him down in time. There's going to be the Remnant kill. But Wish, he's godlike at this point, still has the cheese in his inventory and can force the rest of them away, gets the dieback there onto Fishman. And with that, it looks like Brame, feeling comfortable, just going to back out and reset.
They had a plan for that team fight. They tried to jump past Focus and just ignore him. That was their goal to win that fight. And now he still has BKB.
Doesn't
even use it. Oh, that was stone cold. I like
what
that.
A guy. That's wild.
Yeah, they ignored Focus, but he just like targeted right onto the Timber, didn't let him play. He went for the one Timber chain. He just hit him with that ulti with the low CD and just brought him down. And then not having the buyback is really ruining there, of course, since he did go for that scythe.
All right, Wish gets Ags. Delivered over to him. 3 charges right now. Dick jumps in. Lil Pleb switching forward, tries to find Skylark. There's going to be the sharpshooter. Nobody caught him. Blows him up. Just takes him down, gives him the tip, looks for more afterwards. Oh, the Morphling, he has buyback, but you can't afford to spend it right now. Is going to use it. They have to find something with this buyback. But the rest of Brame are just backing away. Really, really well played by Brame to recognize that just moment of weakness and strike.
Yeah, and don't let them get anything off this buyback. Just, sure, they save the racks, take that as the win, go back from the next round of the neutrals. Spend all your gold, too, because they are looking rather wealthy right now.
True enough.
And they're going to go for the smoke-up play here. The lanes are in a good enough state that they say, let's try something here. But unfortunately for them, it's only Spartan putting the pressure with the double catapults on bottom, too. So even if they catch him, it's kind of whatever.
Right,
yeah.
and... Oh, no. Oh, Spartan. Give us a laugh. Give us a laugh voice line. I want to see it. He is going to go down there. Okay, nothing coming. I could have sworn that I was calling it right there.
You almost had it.
Yeah. Still, 25,000 gold lead, and Brame, again, fighting for their lives here. This is elimination from potential going to TI, and they are playing it very, very well on Brame. Very clean. All business right now.
Just gotta cross the T's, dot some I's. Finished out their game here, nice and calm. Another last one, this poor Clockwork.
Good jump. Able to catch him. They recognize what you're talking about. Wait, but they kill the anti-mage.
Yep.
Dead 100 seconds without buyback? Oh, looking for more. Skylark trying to escape. Tanner, Lil Pleb, they're chasing. They don't find that catch. Anti-mage going down, and good play here by Wish to go in and cut the wave, but is he getting a little bit too bold? He's just remnanting around. One more left, but he kills off the wave, so there won't be any potential for a push.
Radiant's top barracks are under attack.
Man, if they noticed, they probably could have taken it. The backdoor was broken for a minute there, but, I mean, perhaps a little bit too risky at this moment. So, excellent catch, though. So, yeah, he just straight up got scythed, I believe, right? And that was the end of it there for him. Just, oh, he got silenced, too. So, the Mindbreaker into the bushback, into the site. They hit it all, and, well, we won't comment on that.
Yeah, that's a good old double Laguna Blade right in the face. But they do find Wish, hook shot during the BKB, and that's just going to be the TP out afterwards. But you can see, like, if they can get this control, Into the Breach still do a ridiculous amount of damage, and feeling themselves at the moment here. Also, they get the broken item. Flicker's there.
Nice. Okay.
Huh. I mean, Anti-Mage also has it, though. And at this 40-minute mark, it's just feeling so ridiculously hard for Into the Breach to play this. But they haven't lost any racks yet, actually.
There's been a lot of discussion about Refresher Orb lately. It's
Yeah.
It feels like it's probably one of the least explored items in Dota, considering how long it's been around. I mean, part of that is that it's been improved over time in terms of like what it can give and some of like the costs and everything. Plus, everyone has way more mana now too, because there were some heroes that could like literally never use it, and now it's becoming feasible. So you see it on this lane, and you're just like, this is kind of dumb. When you start playing Dota, you'd be like, well, this seems optimal. Why wouldn't I just want all my spells twice with all these bonuses?
And, if you alt-click the amp damage, it's 999 two times.
Nice.
That's pretty cool right there. So, I mean, that's a lot of heroes just dead. Tanner tries to back away. We'll be able to get out for the moment. And yeah, I mean, you take a look at this, and it's like, Timber saw almost all of his HP. Hoodwink just explodes. Xantic's pretty close to it as well. I mean, it's really tough.
He's also just holding his BKB still. I mean, that thing's still 9 seconds, right?
That's true.
There you go. Void Spirit's making plays.
You can maybe see any other sheep sticks or control that could come out. I wouldn't mind it on like Void Spirit or something too, to be honest. But it still feels like that's pretty far away.
Yeah, we're in buyback territory. I would
Right.
just farm for buyback. Make sure you have it if you're on the Radiant right now. I mean, maybe if you're on both teams.
Malik dies, does have buyback, but they caught him again. Focus. Oh, he gets the cheese off. Still taking a lot of damage though. They have the control onto Little Pleb. Switching now into the Anti-Mage, backs away. They brought him down so low right there though, and now they get the Hex. Control onto Lina, has double ulti again in 6 seconds. If they overextend, this could be quite
Spider
bad.
legs.
Yeah, just run away from him. Why not?
Dodges the trap of the spirit. That's something else right there. What an item.
Man.
Unbound. Lina has no cares for terrain. Finally, she's floating just like she's supposed to be.
You know, it was weird. Like, Malik had Ghost Scepter at that point. He had a couple other things they maybe could have gotten away with, but just kind of tanked through it. Maybe was hoping to go for like the death into buyback fight play, but they weren't able to keep him on top.
I feel like Focus must be getting a little worried. I wonder if he will pick up the #1 carry item of Aeon Disc at any point.
Ooh.
It really feels like they have like one lockdown chance, you know?
Right.
Maybe next item. We'll see.
Jump in, silence is there. Force staff, keeping him alive.
in.
Focus, jumps in, hook shot, push back, hex afterwards, lots of damage, silence out, isn't
Oh,
it
he's
enough?
dead!
Yes, they get him. Does have buyback, 100 seconds. They take down the Lina afterwards. Now Wish, trying to get away, has a hell of a lot of remnants. He should be absolutely fine and actually force out the BKB afterwards. So they have a creep wave this time. I mean, look, these fights aren't pretty, but Into the Breach are winning them.
They're just putting every single stun on Anti-Mage. That's what it is. He's getting hook shot into Hex, into Bushwhacked.
But why is he going in? That's what I don't understand. Like, Ember has freaking 5 remnants and a BKB. I don't know. It's wild to me. DD now.
At a point, he's the one who has to just like stand there and right click though. No one else just stands there.
Oh, buyback. All right, around this Roche, you have to get this Roche if you're Brame. Like, you need to get it on your Anti-Mage.
Yeah, you really do. This is how you
Just
get back
walk
to
it
the game
in.
when you're down 20k, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh my God, there's
If this
a chance
Anti-Mage
here.
gets comboed down,
Oh, they know exactly where they are. The long wrap, but the Roche is starting to go down low. They need to get some vision in there. Do they have it? Thinking about
might just
going.
take the fight
The
after.
buyback. He gets bashed by Roche. The jump forward.
Spider legs.
Tries to find him. Can they do it? They get the hook shot. It's not going to be enough, though. They get the Aegis on focus. Trying to turn now. Lil Pleb losing a lot of mana. The right click's coming through. Waveform away. They get the mana void, but it's not enough. They will take down Little Pleb, and with no buyback, that might finally be enough. Xantic gets the lift up. They try and back away. A great bushwhack, but it's not quite going to be there. Wait, the turn? Anti-Mage? Focus, dropping down low. Can they at least burn through this Aegis? Tries to get him, jump in, gets the kill. And Xantic
All
able
right.
to do it, and actually they have buyback on more than 20 seconds.
all right, that was kind of cool. The fake out on the dissimulate to go right back to the middle and kill the Aegis.
Yeah.
That actually could be a game-winning play here. I really, man, that's good game sense to go for that. Because I mean, you're probably dead anyway, right? But like, stick around and ensure you kill the Aegis like that.
Yeah.
And there's no creep wave quite yet. It is coming in though.
And again, the Brame aggressive plays. So often it's been punished. And the desire to stick around and take that fight afterwards. I mean, like, I don't know. You have this Lina dead for a little while. Anti-Mage doesn't have buyback for 6 minutes. There's a window here where they can make it work, and they held on to their Morphling buyback.
Radiant's top barracks are under attack.
Still no racks taken.
Octarine Core. Oh man, it feels like, I mean, they basically have to get a lasso into the Void Spirit now, right? And then the game just ends. At least that's kind of how it feels. If they can catch him, Timber also they know is on a timer. Also doesn't have the gold, but one of those two cores. I think Void Spirit's the #1 though, to me.
Right.
If they can grab that, they're just in good shape.
Well, and this gem definitely makes a difference, right? Like they if they can blow up the Bat Rider at the same time, like then suddenly this Glimmer Cape starts working to save somebody as well. So there's a lot of things that could potentially go wrong here for Brame if they're not careful in how they take the fight. And I don't know, we'll see how it goes. Still have Cheese on focus, doesn't have it as inventory right now. But they're pressuring out all these lanes, and high ground is being held.
And with the flicker
breach.
too, that's always something to keep an eye on.
Right.
On these attempts, because like they're gonna be 100 to 0 just on this Anti-Mage, right? It's like the only hero they care about right now. It's all they want, and we have the Aeon Disc on the Timber, so it should be easy for him to get the initial scythe. It's Fishman who needs to find the angle. He's got the hardest job.
Definitely, and does have a 4-step, but you kind of want to save that for yourself as well.
Do they have a smoke? Or are they out of smokes on the Radiant? Tanner drew a circle around that ward. I think he wanted to try and go for a like sit on that high ground kind of play.
Ooh.
But they don't have a smoke right now, so.
Yeah, and creeps are hitting the bottom tower. They have to know that this is going on right now. But they get the lasso onto Tanner Illusion. Okay. That's helpful. The Illusion escape. Can they make something happen with lasso down? It's such a low cooldown with Octarine.
Yeah, that's crazy. Between the talent and the Octarine Core, I didn't even know you could get it that crazy low. That was insane.
Well, finally, into the breach, having a little bit of presence out here on the map. I mean, it's 29,000 gold lead. It feels like they should be just completely out of this one, but they're finding ways to pick off the main hero that kind of matters, which is focus. I mean, granted, Ember is a huge problem, but he doesn't have that same type of, like, you know, just ending the game quality that the Anti-Mage does. And
the reason is because they never took a Rax, so there's no passive pressure onto the lanes. They always have to actually actively go out and do something.
Right.
And they have to spread out a little bit. Oh, this is dangerous for Skylar.
Tanner.
Doesn't pop his BKB, man.
What a crazy person. Fishman, they go in. They try and find one, seeing if they can get the kill on Tanner. 4 snaps away, but the Mana Void is there. Fishman also about to drop, and into the breach, they got to run. Can they escape, though? Waveform tries to get out. Alec backing away. Pleb pops that Manta. The chase is continuing here, but it looks like Into the Breach will be able to escape. So dead on the supports for 90 seconds. Out buyback. And finally, Brame looking to take down these racks here. They know that these buybacks are on cooldown, and Focus just going to try and slowly but steadily take down the racks.
Yes, just get the building so you actually have that pressure being applied in, so then you can play a lot tighter outside the base and try and break up into the breach and stop letting them get this full-on chain stun combo onto your Anti-Mage.
Right. So they'll take down the mid racks now, and looking forward for more. They get the lasso pullback. Focus takes him down. Laguna Blade out. Done. Has buyback on that Morphling. Tries to back away. Misses on that chain. Focus keeping that pressure on. Silence comes out now. Wish BKB. Tries to run away. They have Little Pleb back into the fight, and they actually are going to use that glyph to keep them off of the tier 3 tower. 30 seconds until Hoodwink's back up again.
Lasso's still not there, so right now Skylar's just scouting in the trees. Doesn't really have the big threat, but it looks like Into the Breach is just looking for one last fight. They know they can't get the Anti-Mage without the supports. They need the chain stun of the damage from the Hoodwink.
True enough. It's too difficult otherwise. So yeah, they're going to give up both of the lanes of racks there, and a 41,000 gold lead now. But Into the Breach not willing to give up yet. They still believe that they have a chance to win this one, and well, they find a sheep there onto the Coddle, and Spartan just left alone. The rest of his team was like, yeah, you know what, you're going to stay there, you're going to die. So they managed to bring down that Coddle.
That is something, but the timing's a little bit too slow. Only a minute until the Anti-Mage would have his buyback, so even if they got him right now, game would probably still be safe. They're going to find themselves in a new condition. All right, they're just going. They're just like, guys, like... we gotta make a move right now. Our waves are out of the base. Wish only has a BKB still.
Well, Hex is there. Got him caught. Chase
the
down,
angle!
looking for the kill. They got him.
Man!
What a baller. And now, Focus. Trying to stay on top of Fishman here. This is a little bit awkward, though. And the jump back and away. Double Lacuna Blade comes through again. Buyback is out from the Ember Spirit. They're taking down Xantic. He's in some trouble. Tries to jump away. The BKB still keeping him alive for the moment. The jump forward, tries to kill off Tanner. They will be able to take down that Void Spirit and the Hoodwink one by one. You're seeing them fall as Little Pleb gonna try and back out of there. They got the chains, Manta off, jumps away. And again, they're holding, but these buybacks, I mean, what, you're 40 seconds away on Hoodwink, does have the gold for it if they can last that long. It's so difficult, though.
If Brame have got the read, I mean, this game should be done right now between the buyback timers if they've been paying attention.
Chase down, they got the Hex, trying to kill him off. LSA, not going to be enough. Little Pleb backs away. They're going to take down that Timber again. The buyback comes immediately. Tier 4 towers, as well as those racks, the only thing that's left standing as they try and whittle them down one by one. 15 seconds until they have a Hoodwink back in the game. Into the breach, trying to stop this from happening, but there is just so little that they can do as they're going to pull in the Timber Saw, find him yet again. Another round of kills, and it looks like with that, they're going to be able to take down the Tier 4 towers and call the GG. Impressive comeback here from Brame after that game number 1 defeat. They're able to stick with it and force it to a game number 3.
Yeah, there were definitely some scary moments here where Into the Breach might have found themselves a little bit of a comeback just in this very game, but Brame definitely steeled the nerves there. Looks for their appropriate plays.